New developments trickling in the excuse me, in the aftermath. Whoa! I got something in my throat, excuse me. Of the Mandalay Bay mass shooting in Las Vegas. Perrier, ladies and gentlemen. A month and a half later, MGM has finally added 24/7 security to its elevators. That's a welcome move. But there are other strange things going on. I beg your pardon. Catherine Lombardo is a lawyer representing the victims. She's been trying to gain access to the room, but hasn't been able to speak on live television. We're letting her speak tonight. Catherine, thanks a lot for coming on. And I beg your pardon.
Thank you very much,
coughing.
Tucker.
Thank you.
That's okay. Take a breath and a drink, and it'll pass.
It has. Thanks so much. So you are representing the families of victims and victims themselves, and you're trying to gather information, basic information about what happened. But there are roadblocks in your path. Tell us who's setting those up.
There certainly are some roadblocks, and I certainly don't want to throw anybody under the bus or say anything bad, but I can tell you that we are meeting nothing but resistance. The legal maneuvering and the posturing and the litigation that's been happening so far, we're not getting cooperation from MGM. I wish that we were. And so, unfortunately, now we have to go back into court next week or perhaps the first week of December to ask the judge to sign the order to allow us back, or to allow us into the shooter's room on the 32nd floor, and also to inspect the 32nd floor, the elevator banks. We thought we had this all dialed in and in the bag. As you know, we went into the venue a few weeks ago, but unfortunately, nothing but stall tactics.
What could possibly be the rationale for that?
Well, I don't know. I suppose maybe you'd have to ask the lawyers for MGM. It was a done deal. But the stall tactics, there's always an excuse. And so we're tired of waiting, and we're going to go into court and ask the judge to take charge.
So do you know how Paddock got into a freight elevator? That's a pretty basic question. Have you got an answer to that?
We are getting the answer to that. My own investigators are on that. I think I have an inkling of the answer, but of course I can't really explain it yet or reveal it yet. But there are many theories. I would suggest that probably staff allowed him into the elevator and helped him call the elevator up.
And do we know why they would have done that?
Well, our suspicion, of course, I can't reveal what we know so far, but our suspicion might be that because he was a heavy roller, or a high roller, I'm sorry,
right,
and because he was well known in Las Vegas. All of the casinos knew him. He was a high roller. He was a familiar face. He lived there just outside of Las Vegas.
Right.
So I think that they probably thought there was nothing unusual about it. Maybe, I don't know, but certainly we will reveal that there was something very unusual about his activities.
Do you know if the FBI had him in their sights at any point in the years preceding this massacre?
Very interesting question, Tucker. I learned something today, but I haven't secured the solid evidence that I need to answer that question yet. So if you can ask me that after a few weeks, I think I might have an answer for you.
Do you think it's possible? I mean, it seems a basic question. We've seen this in a number of massacres like this. Omar Mateen, for example, was under FBI surveillance. And I think it's a meaningful question. I haven't, let me rephrase it by asking you, has the FBI addressed this question directly in public?
Oh, no, of course not. As you know, and as we discussed last week, the FBI and the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department, they are conducting their criminal investigations, and they have not shared any information with us yet so far. I am expecting at least one report. It's probably in the mail to me right now. We have been seeking those records, that information, but no, the FBI has not yet revealed to us. I suspect that, yes, they did know who he was.
That would not have bearing on the investigation. It's a simple question. Did you know about this guy? Had you had him under surveillance? Were you aware of him? Had you looked at his bank records? Were you aware that he was stockpiling weapons? I mean, those are questions that they would only not answer if they were covering themselves, don't you think?
Yes, I do. They've gone radio silent, and they are hunkered down conducting their own investigation. We won't know for many, many months, which is why I launched my own investigation with my team of lawyers throughout Texas and Las Vegas. We're getting some answers.
All right. Well, we're coming out to Vegas in a couple weeks, and I think we'll see you out there. Thank you very much.
We'll see you there. Thank you. You're welcome.
As you just said, we